Good morning, I'm Brianna. I'm a musician based here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am trying to avoid my phone at all costs today. I'm taking today to kind of reset and get back into music making, especially if I want this album to come out at all. So I am going to be practicing, I'm going to be creating, I'm going to be applying for grants and anything else that'll help me move this forward, looking up auditions. So today is just a very creative music day. I'm gonna be taking breaks in between. I'm just not gonna be creating like from 10 something to like 10 p.m. at night. One, my building has quiet hours. Two, that's just not good as well. You know, you need breaks. So enough chit-chatting, let's get into it. All right, first things first, I need to warm up. I usually warm up in the gym while I'm exercising to kind of help with breath support and strengthen that. But of course, 5 minutes into my warm up, somebody else came in the gym because it's not a private gym. I'm not balling like that. So I was just like, well, okay, finish my workout, and I just figured I can finish my vocal warm up here. I can't go too crazy just because, you know, I live in an apartment building. So I have this is a belt box, and it doesn't completely take away the sound. It dampens it quite a bit, which is nice. So instead of sounding like this, you can sound like this. Even though my makeup is transferring, this is still a good tool. And you don't even have to spend money on this. This is like 50 bucks, I think. I got it at a discount because I worked at a music store. For the longest time, I just would, before putting makeup on, I would like ball up sweaters and sing into that, and that would dampen the voice and not disturb neighbors or anything like that. That was a way for me to practice and practice in peace. Let's do it. So the main focus of my practicing lately has been vocal flexibility and agility, because I really want to be able to do these really fast scales and runs and add a lot more to my live performances as well as my recordings. So that has been a big focus. It's been a long process because that's just something that I've heard all my life, but it hasn't been something that comes super natural to me. I feel like this is why people kind of give up and let the robots take over, because showing yourself putting in the work isn't always pretty and can be a little bit embarrassing, and that's not something everybody wants to put themselves through. But in order to make good art, it's something you're gonna have to be willing to get over and just do. Gives you away. You're thinking that you've got it made. We all know how the old saying goes. You reap what you sow. You reap so. Now, I was lucky enough to go to school for music, but that place will humble you so fast. Not everybody wants to go to school for music. Not everybody wants to go to school full time. Some people just want to take a couple classes here and there and keep it pushing, which I'm totally fine with. I have nothing against that. What I do have an issue with is people using AI to create music, to write lyrics, to compose. Now we're having to deal with companies and labels and agencies, quote unquote, hiring AI performers, which is such a weird string of words. And it's just so sad because there are so many talented musicians out there that could really just use the break. Musicians that have been putting in the work and have been showing up. And I just think it's really weird and ridiculous that companies are just trying every single avenue to go to not pay performers. Nobody wants to pay people a living wage, and then they want to accuse those same people of not wanting to work. Before I get on my soapbox, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna relax. It's supposed to be a fun video. I just get really frustrated about the fact that AI is ruining so many different things, taking people's jobs away, ruining the environment, and basically ruining a lot of marginalized communities. I believe we can write our own emails and come up with our own interview questions. And I believe we can pay people a living wage to create art, to create music, to create plays and movies and visual art. And humans have been creating art since the beginning of time and have been doing so beautifully. And AI does not need to be at the forefront of that. Why can't I think of rhymes? God. Yeah, there are still times where I get stuck in the process of creation, but I try to look at it at a different way. Even in the times where I was really stuck or I was really frustrated, I still would rather have those moments than rely on AI for trying to fill in the blanks. Part of the process is coming up with it and see how you can stretch your brain to solve problems. And that's one of my favorite parts of creating, is that you're presented with this weird puzzle and you have to figure out how to put it together in a way that makes sense for other people to kind of come and see what your heart is about. And I love that. All right, we are now in my bed because I love being comfortable. I love being comfortable, and we're just working on lyrics right now. I'm gonna probably bring out my flute in a little bit. Right now, just working on lyrics. I'm writing a song, not writing a song, it's written mostly. I'm working on a song about the demise of a friendship, basically. I have two songs, two separate songs that are about the same thing, about the same situation, time in my life. And I wanna Frankenstein's monster it and kind of piece it together. I like parts of one song, I like parts of the other song. Individually, I feel like there's a lot to be desired. And so I'm just like, okay, so let me put these songs together. They're basically about the same thing. Not basically, they are about the same thing. It's just one's a bit more lyrical and one's more snappy. I feel like they benefit from being meshed together. I want to finish this song, and I also want to work on another song, a couple more songs, because my goal is to be done with writing by the end of this year. Just record next year, maybe fix a rhyme scheme here or there, but having the writing like pretty much done. Just focus on recording and composing and arranging and all that next year. One song is titled You Ruined Christmas and the other one is titled Bad Friend. The one that is You Ruined Christmas, I like, it gets snappy, but I'm thinking it's too juvenile. Because this happened a couple years ago, so I was well into being an adult. I want to make songs for other people my age or around my age and stuff like that. If other people find community in my songs, great. But for the most part, I want to write this as an adult for other adults. So this one, I just think it's skews a little too young. And I think bad friend is a little bit my age, closer to my age. We'll see. So for you ruined Christmas, that was easy for you, huh? Bringing the vibe down, claim you're in love, but everyone else is an enemy now. You couldn't let me have the holiday because he believed his misinterpretation. Never thought you'd be so easily swayed. You got a new beau, now you're Miss Male Domination. If you wanted me to speak better of you, then you should have been better. So that was verse and pre-chorus. And then chorus, you ruin Christmas, let this guy run your mind like it's an illness. How far do you think you'll get when you think everyone else is a threat? Never thought you'd be a Judas, thanks a lot, you ruined Christmas. Verse 2, my family, friends, and therapists ask about you, that's how deep we were intertwined. But you don't care what I do, and I try to keep you off my mind. 6 years down the drain, but I guess that's okay, because the friends that have stayed would never treat me this way. You ruin Christmas, let this guy run your mind like it's an illness. How far do you think you'll get when you think everyone else is a threat? Never thought you'd be a Judas. Thanks a lot, you ruined Christmas. All right, and this is Bad Friend. We brought in the New Year singing Ari, but by the end we weren't even speaking. It's funny where missteps can lead. Complete destruction from a seed. Sunset Park never met a pair like us. Saw me struggle for a taste of your love. I know I overstepped, but you overreacted. Wanna blame me for this god-awful chasm. Pre-chorus. So began the dumb little arguments, passive-aggressive advances. I had to stop giving you all these second chances. I may redo that. So, because I cut out one line, but I may put it back in. Pre-chorus again is, so began the dumb little arguments, passive-aggressive advances. To you, I became a growing burden. I had to stop giving you all these second chances. Just feel like it gets too wordy, but it feels incomplete without that third line. Anyway, chorus. My words hurt you, I apologize. Your actions hurt me, you deny, minimize. You never say sorry, just make excuses with no end. All along, you were just a bad friend. Verse 2. You brought home a new beau, and I was happy for you, though you started to treat me so low. Doing all that, girl, we're getting too old. No longer friendship, just a tepid attachment. I have to stay cool through all your overreactions. You never say sorry, making all these excuses with no end. Want to blame me, but you're just a bad friend. Oh, I just never finished the bridge. Oh, that's awesome. Chorus, no longer friendship, just a tepid attachment. Have to stay cool through all your overreactions. Can never say sorry, da 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 da. So yeah, there's like parts of it that I like of each. As a whole, each song by itself, I feel like that they're lacking. So let me work on this. You brought home a new beau, and I was so happy for you, although I was so happy for you, although you started to treat me so low. Doing all that, girl, we're getting too old. I don't like that. It takes me out. You brought home a new beau, and I was so happy for you, although you started to treat me so low. It's like you never learned to grow. Bow, grow, toe. So, no. Thought I'd just take it. You didn't treat me so low. Thought I'd just take it. Oh no. You brought home a new beau. I was so happy for you, although you started to treat me so low. And thought I'd just take it. Oh no. Oh, I think I like that. See, my thing is I don't want to just rhyme things, and I don't want to just, hey, this rhymes, good. And it's like, I want the story to flow. I want there to be a decent meter. And I have a tendency to overwrite. I know I have a tendency to overwrite. I'm working on it, working on cutting things down or trying. You brought home a new beau. I was so happy for you, although you started to treat me so low and thought I'd just take it. Oh no. Yeah, that's a good, tight second verse. Friendship breakups are so hard at any age. And I think they hurt in a really special, really different way when you're in your 30s, because you're like, oh, these friends I'm gonna have for, but then you hit your 30s, you're like, what in the world? But I feel things extremely deeply. And some people don't want to put up with that. Some people don't think it's worth the time or the effort, and that's them. But I have since this friendship breakup, I've gotten a lot better about protecting the energy and my feelings and emotions and stuff like that, because I have not always been, and it has really cost me emotionally. So I don't know where I was going with all that. I don't even know how we got here. But anyway, writing this song, the big thing with this song is making sure it just does not sound juvenile. I want it to sound my age. I want it to sound like, yeah, a person in their 30s went through this. And, you know, it still hurt. But, you know, it's not going to hit us the same way like it would if I was 15, 16. This hair is very wild. It's wet? Oh no! Oh no! Almost forgot my warm-up and techniques. Can't do that. And you're probably wondering how I'm gonna play the flute if I could barely sing and get away with that. I'm not gonna be playing the flute full out. I'm gonna be still like half playing. I can't play as if I were in a practice room because I have neighbors right there. But yeah, it's my flute, a flute I've had since sophomore year of college. A flute that desperately needs to be serviced. Yeah, this book is on its last leg. So I am back after having a nice little conversation with my mom. She kind of inspired me a little bit because she got out of the house. She didn't really want to, but she did get out of the house to go see a play that she got tickets for. And now I think after I finish practicing and getting something to eat, I may go out myself. Granted, I'll be going out much later than she did. Not that much later, but I just think it'll be a good idea for me to not just be in my head with a whole bunch of stuff I'm creating, but to actually go see something else that another artist is creating and support that artist. I think that'll be a good idea for me. But first, let me get this flute stuff together. I'm gonna be so honest. Well, I don't know where I'm looking. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna do anything. I wanna lie in bed and be at peace and not talk to people. I figured if we're gonna do all this creating, we should at least support some small artists. If we're gonna create, that's great. But we should also, you cannot create from an empty well. You need to be out there experiencing real art, supporting real artists, and, uplift the movement and the culture. So I'm taking my own stupid advice and leaving the house. I was so comfortable. I was lying in bed and I was about to just give up and, just get in pajamas or more comfy clothes, but I did not. Kept my bra on and everything because I knew if I got into more comfy clothes, it was going to be the end. I'd be falling asleep randomly and then waking up at 1 a.m. being oh well. I'm like, no, we're going to actually make a concerted effort. I'm not even going to go crazy. I'm just going to go pop in, see some music pop back out. dressed, I am perfumed, I am deodorized. Let's go. It's reminiscent of my New York days. We're headed back. I'm gonna try and remind myself to not come to this cafe again. Yeah, it's my second time going there, and it's their second time serving me wine in a dirty glass. I can't do it anymore. So the music's good. The music's always good. It's solid, but I just don't see the point in spending money to get food poisoning. No, thank you. Well, we give something a second chance, and that's what it is. As you can see, I'm back home. You know what? I'm gonna give myself credit for attempting to go out and have a good time. That was my intention. It didn't quite happen the way I planned, but a time was had. That's, I guess, all you can ask for. That place is just so overwhelming to my senses, not in the best way. So I'm going to relax before I go to bed, get some tea, and I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you so much for joining me today. You kept me going. You kept me on task. I was able to get a lot farther in my music than I had originally planned. So I'll see you Wednesday, maybe Thursday, depending on what I can film. Don't be a stranger. Okay, bye. I will say it was nice listening to live music, and that's just something AI can never ever take away from us because it just cannot be replicated. It can't. So there you go.